I grew up in Fremont, Nebraska in the 70s. Fremont in the 70s was, in terms of the demographic of it, was just a completely white community. Grew up with a mom and a dad in the home and a sister, so there were just four of us. And mom was a stay-at-home mom, so she was always home. Dad sold real estate and did quite well, by the way. So we always had nice homes, nice cars. Never once thought about, where's the next meal coming from, or are we going to be okay financially? And that was never, ever on the radar screen. I didn't know anybody from a broken home. I didn't know any kids from a divorced home or a blended family. Everybody I knew had a mom and dad at home. So the way I describe it is, the show Leave It to Beaver. I mean, that was really my experience. I was the Beav. Julie was Wally. So the analogy isn't completely great. And mom was June and dad was Ward. And my mom had an apron. It's just I had a great childhood. It was just, it was safe, it was wholesome, it was secure. I probably didn't hit puberty until my senior year of high school. As a matter of fact, my mom was so concerned about the fact that I had not hit puberty in high school that she checked me into Clarkson Hospital to have tests run on my pituitary gland.
We met in seminary and got married in 1986, and my plan was to never leave California.
My best friend in the seminary was an African-American student from Houston, Texas, named Robert C. Smith. He would say to me, "Someday I'm going to show you real ministry. I'm going to take you to the ghetto."
In 1988, we left California to come to Omaha for him to be youth pastor here.
And the demographic of the church in Omaha, Nebraska, whose demographic was the exact same as Fremont, Nebraska, 99.9% white.
It was an amazing church in West Omaha, and bought our first house, and so life was good. I mean, it wasn't all easy because he was a youth pastor. He was gone a lot. We had 4 kids in 6 years. He says, "Just add water." I'm sure you've heard him say that. I assumed that was going to be what things were going to be like, but that wasn't to be. The thing I distinctly remember is we had 3 small children at the time, because I remember we had 3 car seats across the back seat. And our day off was Monday, and oftentimes we would just get in the car and go for drives because that was free. And we started ending up in North Omaha, a part of our city that people from West Omaha do not go to North Omaha. Over and over again, we ended up in North Omaha. And all he could talk about was black folks. We would go places, and he would look around, and he'd say, "There aren't any black people here."
It was like I had to connect with this thing going on in my heart. I had to be close to the community that was in my heart. The Lord started giving me this vision and passion to have relationship in the inner city, in the African American community. It's like what burned in my heart was I want to be like a bridge, not just people coming to a relationship with the Lord, but I want to be a bridge between the white and the black community.
We went to a missions conference at our church during the season, and I remember that there was a very moving message. And the missions conferences were always wonderful and, really challenged you. And at the end of this particular session that was very moving, I remember exactly where we were sitting in the sanctuary, and I looked over and tears were rolling down Ty's cheeks. And I don't remember how much time went by, but I looked at him and I said, "What's going on?" And he was really choked up, and he looked over at me. I was sitting on this side of him, and I'll never forget the words that came out of his mouth. He said, "I want to live among poor black people."
It was like, for the first time in my life, I felt like I knew why God created me. It's like I felt like I discovered my purpose. You know, it's like the bullseye.
I felt like a question was posed to me. What kind of wife are you going to be? Are you going to fan the flames of your husband's dreams and visions? I was like, I'm afraid. I don't know what's ahead. I'm not excited. But I said, yes, Lord, I trust you. I trust you and my husband.
I love being a dad, you know, so it's like I love being a dad to my own kids.
Ty it's like he can't ever get through a message even when he's speaking and not talk about his children or his wife. I mean, that's just who he is.
And it's like when I'm around young people, I feel a father's heart. I think when the Lord puts his heart in your heart, it becomes your problem too, you know. Yeah, I think everybody should have a problem, meaning a cause, a burden, an assignment, a mission. So like, you know, what's your problem? It could be like in your face, what's your problem? You got a problem with me? Or it could be taken as, what's your problem? It's what's the baby in your womb? What's the cause, the burden, the thing that you have to see not continue to be what it is? So, I describe it as my Simeon. You know, Simeon had to see the Messiah, the baby Messiah, before he died. And it's like, I think everybody should have to have something in their heart that they have to see before they die. Their problem, where the problem would no longer be a problem. And so my problem is the hopelessness in the lives of youth, inner city youth and children, African American youth and children. That's my problem. That the hopelessness would end and that they would have hope, and that hope would motivate them to live the life that they were created to live. Does it seem impossible? In some ways it does, but you know, this whole thing has been impossible. You know? So, you know, you got to keep living with a dream that seems impossible, because then that's, you know, where it becomes possible if it's a dream he's put in your heart. So
I wouldn't change anything. I absolutely wouldn't change anything. It has been an honor and a privilege to be used of the Lord.
It's like, you know, when you get a puppy and you see the puppy every day, and then someone who hasn't seen the puppy for weeks, they can't believe how big the puppy got. You know what I mean? Or like, you have a baby, you're plugging away every day, and you don't, because you're so close to it, you don't see how it's growing, expanding, impacting.
You know, the greatest pay is like weeks like this where you see people you haven't seen in a while, you know, from the old days. And they come in and they talk about what it's meant to them. And it's like, to be able to be any part of having the impact on people's life at that level, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. So no, I wouldn't change anything.
You steady me, slow and sweet. We sway, take the lead, and I will follow. Finally ready now to close my eyes and just believe that you won't lead me where you don't go. When my faith gets tired and my hope seems lost, you spin me round and around and remind me of that song.
I didn't know I'd cry this much. Ty's the crier. I knew I'd cry some, but I didn't think I'd cry this much. It's been quite a ride.
And we
And I believe the best is yet to come. I really believe that. It's like we can't even imagine, you know.
And I've been told to pick up my sword and fight for love. Little did I know that love had won for me. Here in your arms, you're still my heart again. I breathe you in like I've never breathed till now. When my faith gets tight and my hope seems lost, you spin me around and remind me of that song, the one you wrote for me, and we dance. Oh, we dance. Oh, when we dance, we dance. Oh, we dance. Just you and me.
In some ways, I feel like we're kind of just starting, but not really. But now I feel like now we can really build on the foundation that's been laid and build this thing that's really crazy good.
Give me joy for morning, and I will lock eyes with the one who's chosen me, the one who set my feet to dancing. Oh, I will lock eyes with the one who's ransomed me, the one who gave me joy for morning. And oh, I will lock eyes with the one who's chosen me, the one who set my feet to dancing. Oh, we dance. Oh, we dance. And oh, we dance, we dance. Oh, we dance, just you and me. It's nice to know I'm not alone. I've found my home here in your arms. It's nice to know I'm not alone. I've found my home here in your arms. It's nice to know I'm not alone. I've found my home here in your arms. It's nice to know I'm not alone. I've found my home here in your arms.
I'm wonderfully exhausted. It's good.